Birkin House, a literary Gothic noir novella. Chapter 1, The House at the Edge of the Wind. The Brittany coast was a place that did not forgive the inattentive. It was a coast of sudden drops and hidden currents, of cliffs that crumbled without warning, of winds that changed direction as though reconsidering their loyalties. People who lived there learned to listen, to the sea, to the weather, to the silence between the two. Outsiders rarely did. Vincent Marge was very much an outsider. He stood on the narrow cliff path, his breath visible in the cold, his hands shoved deep into the pockets of a jacket that had never been warm enough. Below him, Birkin House crouched against the rocks, like a creature that had learned to survive by staying still. Its white shutters were closed, its garden wild, its windows dark. The moonlight made the house look almost spectral, as though it had been waiting for him. He told himself that was ridiculous. Houses didn't wait, houses didn't watch. But Birkin House had a reputation, and reputations had a way of seeping into the bones of a place. Vincent swallowed hard and forced himself down the path. He had chosen this house for practical reasons: wealthy former owner, isolated location, rumors of valuable silverware left behind after a hasty estate sale. He had not chosen it for its atmosphere, which he found increasingly oppressive the closer he got. The garden gate creaked when he pushed it open. He froze. The wind paused too, as if curious. Nothing moved. He exhaled and stepped inside. The garden was overgrown, the hydrangeas swollen with salt and rain, the stone path slick with moss. He moved carefully, his footsteps soft. He had rehearsed this part. Approach quietly, check for lights, check for cars, check for signs of occupancy. Everything was dark. Everything was still. He reached the back door, unlocked. That should have pleased him. Instead, it unsettled him. He slipped inside. The air smelled of dust, salt, and something faintly metallic. The kitchen was large, old-fashioned, with copper pots hanging above a stone counter. A faint draft brushed his neck, though no window was open. He told himself it was just the house settling. Old houses did that. He moved through the rooms with a thief's caution, opening drawers, checking cabinets, searching for anything small and valuable. He found silver spoons, a tarnished teapot, a set of candlesticks. He placed them carefully into his bag. But the house felt wrong. Not abandoned, paused, as though someone had stepped out only moments before. He tried to ignore the sensation, but it clung to him like damp wool. He moved down a narrow corridor he hadn't noticed before. The air grew colder. The floorboards creaked under his weight, though he walked lightly. At the end of the corridor was a door. Locked. A key left in the lock. Vincent hesitated. People didn't leave keys in locked doors, not unless they intended to return. He reached out and touched the key. Cold. Too cold. He turned it. The lock clicked with a soft, resigned sound. The door opened. The smell hit him first. Stale air, old perfume, something sweet and rotting beneath it. The room was dim, lit only by the moonlight filtering through a high window. Vincent stepped inside, his breath catching. 5 bodies, arranged in chairs around a long table. Hands folded, eyes closed, as though waiting for a toast that would never come. Vincent stumbled back, his heart hammering. He had never seen a dead body before. Not like this. Not arranged with such care, such intention. He pressed a hand to his mouth, fighting the urge to be sick. He forced himself to look again. The table was set. 6 wine glasses, 6 plates, 6 chairs. Only 5 occupied. A 6th chair sat empty, pulled back slightly, as though someone had risen from it moments before. A faint indentation in the dust marked where a hand had rested on the table. Vincent's gaze followed the line of the tablecloth, the untouched wine, the stillness of the bodies. He backed away, shaking. He needed to leave. Now. He turned and fled down the corridor, his footsteps loud in the silence. He reached the kitchen, grabbed his bag, and pushed through the back door into the cold night air. He didn't stop running until he reached the cliff path, and that was when he heard it. Footsteps on the gravel behind him, slow, deliberate, unhurried. Vincent froze. The wind held its breath. He turned. No one was there. But the footsteps continued, soft, steady, approaching. He stumbled backward, nearly slipping on the wet grass. His breath came in sharp bursts. He scanned the darkness, searching for movement, for a shape, for anything. The footsteps stopped. Silence, and then a voice, low, calm, almost amused, carried on the wind. "You shouldn't have opened that door." Vincent ran. He didn't look back. He didn't dare. The path twisted beneath him. The sea roared below, and the house loomed behind him like a shadow that had learned to walk. He ran until his lungs burned, until his legs gave out, until he collapsed near the road that led toward town. He lay there gasping, staring up at the sky. The moon had disappeared behind clouds. The wind had changed direction. The tide was rising, and Birkin House far below waited,